Hi, Dave Roscoe here. It is Wednesday, August 27th, 2025, and I've got a new update from the Pi Core team. And Valour, a DeFi technologies company, has announced the launching of a Pi Coin ETP. And I've also got some information on the rumor mill that I'd like to share with you. But first, the metrics. The anti-scammer bot stands at 6 wins, 2 losses. I have an unlock happening tomorrow, and I'll be sure to let you know how that turns out. I have high hopes with my latest and greatest version of the bot, but you never know, so I'll keep you posted. The circulating supply is 7.9 billion Pi, and there were no user accounts migrated in the last 24 hours. I know I said it looked like there were some migrations that had happened yesterday that should have been included today, but apparently I was mistaken because there's nothing. But I will say that the Pi migration wallet now has 63.7 million Pi, whereas yesterday it only had 15.2. So they have topped it up again, and I can confirm that migrations are happening right now. The migrated unlocked rewards are at 2.65 billion Pi, with 2.3 million Pi unlocked in the last 24 hours and now free to be traded on the open markets. Looking at the price action, the Pi coin is currently trading at 34 cents, which is up 0.1% from this time yesterday. The market cap is at $2.71 billion, which is also up 0.1%. The daily trading volume is at $26.2 million, which is down 28.17%. Now, I don't know if that's a new record, but that's really low volume, so be really careful. And you can see some weirdness here, right? Look at these wicks, right? So you have a lot of motion, right? These are long candles, but then they push back up. Now, in this case, it's good because you can see the red candles, for the most part, have pushed back up, and the green candles have gone down significantly and pushed back up, which suggests that there is buying pressure here that's slowly eroding away the selling pressure. But I don't really know what the sentiment is, and I would not be very comfortable trading with this level of volume and this kind of volatility. So be really careful out there. There's a new update by the Pi Core team that I want to share with you. And it talks about the new Linux node that has been released and an upcoming protocol upgrade. Now, I'm not going to read all of this. I'm just going to give you the highlights here. Linux node release. The Pi ecosystem has released a Linux node version. Nodes are the backbone of Pi's decentralized infrastructure, and expanding node support beyond Mac and Windows strengthens the network's resilience and adaptability. For partners and services, including exchanges, the Linux node release is immediately relevant. Many of these entities already run custom Linux-based nodes to connect to Pi. With an official Linux node release, partners and services can transition to a standardized node software. And I will concur with this. I myself am running a custom Linux node to support my anti-scammer bot. And it's not an easy thing to do. So having this particular option supported by the Pi network should make that a lot smoother. This unlocks a key benefit. Linux node operators can self-manage protocol updates or enable auto updates from Pi network, staying more effortlessly up to date with future versions. This replaces the current reliance on custom builds like mine, creating a more stable and consistent ecosystem. Now, for pioneers, they're talking about how this has been requested many times, and it's true for the last few years. But I will say this. I don't run the Windows or Mac-based Pi node, which means that I don't have it integrated with the Pi desktop app. But I am running a Linux node, and I can confirm that I am getting the full node bonus. The way it currently works is if you have your node ports open and there is a node listening and talking on those ports, you will get your bonus. It doesn't have to be through the Pi app. Now, that's not officially the stance of the Pi network. And if you ask the moderators, they'll tell you that's not the case. But I will tell you that unofficially, it does work. And I get my full bonus every day. And I'm not running a Pi node through the Pi desktop app. Now, the other thing that's really big deal here is the upcoming protocol upgrade to version 23. Now, most of you won't care about this. It'll happen behind the scenes. Now, you might care when things aren't working quite so good over the next few weeks, and you're wondering why. The Stellar protocol, or the Stellar blockchain, upgraded their protocol to version 23. Pi Network is a branch from the Stellar protocol. So we have a lot of similarities. There's some minor differences between the Pi Core team's implementation and the native Stellar, but for the most part, they are very similar. So it is often that as the Stellar protocol updates, the Pi network will follow. Now, the Stellar network just updated to protocol version 23. The Pi network is currently running at 19.6. So they're significantly behind. Now, what this is saying is that they are planning on moving to version 23, which is great. But they're going to do it in stages. And that rollout is going to have some bumps to it. So expect some weirdness over the next few weeks. It's not a sign that the world is ending. They're actually doing the right thing, and they're telling you that they're making these improvements, and expect a little bit of churn in the interim. Now, one of the cool things about the version 23 protocol is that it allows the KYC authority to be delegated via the blockchain. And that's important because that allows KYC authority to be handled by third party, and AKA it allows it to become decentralized. So ultimately, this could allow the Pi network to offload their KYC burden to a third party. I don't see that happening just because they have more stringent requirements to stay ahead of the regulatory landscape, but it opens up a lot of possibilities, and that's a good thing. Now, Valour, which is a part of DeFi Technologies, a digital financial technology company, has released a Pi Network ETP. And ETP is an exchange-traded product. And when we say exchange in this case, we're talking about securities exchange. An ETP is a security. It wraps around another asset, in this case, the Pi coin, and allows it to be traded on regular stock exchanges as opposed to crypto exchanges. And for a lot of people, that's a big deal because more traditional traders don't like dealing with crypto exchanges because the crypto market has a lot less regulation than the securities market. Security market provides a lot more security, thus the name, although it's not directly related to that. But it definitely has a lot more consumer protections than crypto exchanges do, and is more appealing to the broader trading community. So this is a good thing. Now, there were a bunch of other coins listed here, such as Shiba, Ondo, Kronos, Mantle, VeChain, Athena, and Celestia. But the fact that Pi coin is on this list is very significant. And I'm excited. This is nothing but good news for the Pi coin. Now, this is an SEK dominated ETP, which is a Swedish currency, but it's SEK dominated. It's not exclusive, so it doesn't have to stay there. So this is great news, and I just wanted to share that with you as well. And I've got some rumor mill news here, and one of those rumors have now been confirmed. Yesterday on X, Pi Barter Mall put out a post claiming that Coinbase listing for the Pi coin is imminent. Now, that appears to be purely speculative. And judging from the comments, people are calling bull on this one. But it's been circulating off and on for a while now, just like the Binance, and we'll have to just wait and see. The other rumor that's been circulating is that the Pi network is getting ready to roll out protocol version 23 of the Stellar Core blockchain, and that has now been confirmed. And the last rumor that I want to share is that's circulating again is that the open source transition for the Pi node software is 90% complete and should be available soon. This one has been circulating for quite some time, always at the same percentage of completion. And I will say that that's not going to be the case. The ultimate goal is for the Pi node software to be open sourced, but open source software, especially for this environment, comes with its share of obstacles and speed bumps. You do not want to put your security and your network at risk by going open source and having somebody exploit weaknesses in the code. So this is something that has to be done very carefully, and I wouldn't expect it to happen anytime soon. Well, that's all I've got for today. It's quite a bit more than I've had, for a little bit now, and I'm excited. Things are happening. I like that. If anything breaks, I'll be sure to hop on and let you know. But until then, don't panic, stay the course, and remember, the success of the Pi network begins with you. Pi to the moon. Peace.